you have to define your own problem, like what is in your project or experience, work would you like to learn about AI? Because it's a C, so you can't cover everything, but you can cover a few things, and then that also helps build confidence. You learn a small thing, you work on it, experience, and then you move to the next thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, correct. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So, sir, good evening, sir.
Hi, Disha.
Hi. So, sir, I'm third year computer engineering student, currently attending in college, and a little bit proficient about the AI and machine learning also. So,
Mhm.
can you tell me that how get I more involved in AI with real time projects?
Um, yeah, so as a student, I would imagine, I mean, do you would be going for internships, or you would have college projects with
Yes,
your.
sir. Yes, sir. I have a college project, but I want to know about more about interns, like how we go in companies and what type of projects we will do in that. So I will practice.
Yeah, so I think first thing, which was true even before AI, is showing the skill sets which you have some skills in a domain which you want to go into. Like when I was an engineer, chemical engineer, I studied chemical engineering, and based on that, I applied for internships in companies or in universities. So my academic work was the proof for today. In AI, it's your project portfolio. So you should think about working into, like, building a few freelance projects, either with friends or as part of some college project, something which can demonstrate that you know something about AI, you are proficient with some of those tools, because that will be what will be asked in when you apply to these internships. And in companies, what they will interview, they will most likely not interview on um, technical questions. Like, yes, there will be few basic questions just to screen if the candidate knows about the domain, but they will want to hear about have you built something. And in today's age, building something is a lot easier with AI help. Like, even if you don't know much about something, then you can still learn quite quickly and build a real project or example. And it doesn't need to be complex, but it shows you can demonstrate a lot of things through a project, like what you know about AI, how have you used the tools, how you understand the business side of the problem. So like example or prototype you are creating, and that could be a very good catalyst for a conversation in those interviews. Because if someone like, okay, this person has built this on their own or as a part of the project and it looks exciting, they know that you can do whatever comes your way in the internship well.
Okay, sir. So mainly in interviews they will ask about our projects in the AI field or in the AI field.
Yeah, that's the best way, because like they can ask you 10 technical questions, HR questions, all that. Yeah, which you can answer. But what makes that interview really exciting and helps you differentiate from other candidates is something unique, which is, if you have worked on a project, you can talk
Yes,
about it.
I have worked on projects,
Yeah,
many
so
of projects.
build a roster of projects, a portfolio of 3 or 4 projects, are good ones, where you have worked something, you have an outcome to show. That those will become very good start conversation points. Um, so think of it this way: when people go for placements, full-time placements, the interviews are focused on and the internships, projects, etc. So everyone wants to understand what you have done in the past, and that becomes the only way for them to judge your experience or a competency. So
Okay,
as a
sir.
college, at this point, what you have, because you don't have, if you have prior internship experience, that's something you can talk about. But if you don't, then building some projects would be very helpful.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Sir, I am a second year CSE college student. Sir, my
Mhm.
question is, what mistake do most beginners make while learning AI?
I can't tell what mistakes because like I'm fairly new to AI, but I think being proficient with like don't get stuck with the tool concept that I want to learn this tools. I mean, you know, but like I said, when I was studying in college, that time the computer science was all about like learning a particular language and being able to know the syntax and coding, etc. I think now with AI, you can do all, you can automate all of that. You don't need to
Yes.
write. You don't need to know the syntax. You will probably not be asked, okay, how will you do? But I think understanding the conceptually what you're trying to do. So think from a system or like a conceptual angle. That is very important. That's what any company would value because they can understand that's a very transferable skill. So as a beginner, my advice would be or and starting like and that advice follows lifelong. It's not just a beginner advice, very honestly, is like think about like building the problem solving or conceptual skills, which you can apply to CS work, to other domains as well, where don't get regimented about getting stuck into I need to learn this tool, but how can you use a combination of what's out there available there to get the job done fast and to a decent quality? Because that agility is what and like ability to understand things conceptually is a very valuable skill across which applies across the board.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, एक और question है. Like,
हाँ
what habits or system helped you grow fastest in AI?
Habit to systems to kuch nahi hai. Same things that applies to like whatever you do, try to do it well. I think the learning mindset is very very important, which is I think आप लोग जो भी कुछ ये seasoned tech leaders की talk देखोगे या फिर if you listen to any like the visionaries or like big shot folks, they all talk about this these days, like learning how to learn. So because getting the job done once you know what to be done has become easier with AI. आपको कोड लिखना है, आपको कुछ रिपोर्ट लिखनी है, you have to edit something, all that becomes easier. But knowing what to do and ability to learn that quickly through the use of AI um, is the important skill. So that learning mindset has to be there कि मेरे को बस ये चीज quickly सीखनी है, कैसे करना है इसको, and through a combination of stuff. And when you learn things, don't learn on surface. Try to learn at least one level deeper. You don't have to be expert in everything, but the idea is that with some amount of learning, quick learning, you can be in the top 10-20% of the population about that, knowing about that stuff. Because you so that you can, and then over time, if that area excites you, then you can become expert in that space.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, can I ask one more?
Sure.
Sir, what skills are companies currently prioritizing in AI roles?
I'm sure that like basic like जो traditional skill sets हैं, understanding how to write code, how to review code, all that would be valuable. Experience like the question your previous person asked, Disha, that the answer to that, like some sort of proof of your work is very very important. क्योंकि companies के पास it's very difficult to actually judge who is good and who is talking stuff. क्योंकि पहले तो you can show your degrees and show the like, academics, performance and all that, but अब to do things fast, people just want to know, can you do this quickly? That means either you have done that previously, which is not often the case. सबको सबने नहीं किया होता है. So the second best alternative is actually some example of real work, and that that will not do that. If you've done something, you will be able to talk about your skills a lot more confidently as well. अगर आपने कोई full stack app बनाया है as a project as well, you would know 10 times more than you would learn in any course or something. कि backend कैसे work करेगा, front end में क्या changes होंगे, what challenges you faced, and that conversation is a lot more richer for a company to understand, to hear.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one doubt also. Sir,
Sure.
is DSA necessary if I want to go into the AIML field interview?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Sorry,
DSA necessary if I want to go into the AIML field of interview?
I couldn't get your question. Sorry, there was a bit of background noise. Can you repeat, please? Sorry.
Sir, actually I asked, is DSA necessary if I want to go into the AIML field interview?
What is DSA? Sorry.
Data structures and algos.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not, again, I can't answer that kind of technical question. My apologies.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No worries. I saw someone posted in the chat. Yeah. So the comment is like, we feel so alienated because of it, like no one guide us what to learn, what to not. Which is true. Like it's a sea of information out there. That's why my advice would be don't get like scared by the noise, or what you call it, like like there's so much information being thrown at you. Like pick something which is in your sphere of influence or area, what you see around you. And again, I keep going back to project thing because I personally feel working on project, even sometimes self like motivated, like volunteer their own project, not something pushed by a college or something, is a great way, because not only you learn technical skills, obviously that's but a very important part of project kind of structure is how you also learn how to work with people. आप अभी the first time आप किसी भी job में जाओगे, the first things is you will start dealing with bunch of senior folks, your peers, etc. Boss कुछ deadline बोल रहा है, आपको अपने किसी से काम करना है, काम कराना है. So the ability to work with other folks and in a cohesive, collaborative way is also an acquired skill. It is not a natural thing जो सबको हमेशा day one पे आ जाएगा. So you have to learn that. So work on small projects. Through that, you will have a very good capability building on the technical side, but also people side.
All right, sir. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Subhashish. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, actually, I have this question, and I wanted to hear your note on this. So, what I believe is like, अभी ऐसा हो रहा है कि we like lots of folks are using access. Obviously, like most of the works they are like without using AI they can't do it. But what I believe is people are getting dumber. Like आप समझ रहे हैं ना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Like, yeah, that's say for example say a person A, they are talking to a client, and say for example that client is from outside of India or like any place, but the thing is उन्हें कुछ message draft करना होता है तो वो chat GPT पे चले जाते हैं कि अरे just define this message and stuff like so what I wanted to hear your take that what is like how can we differentiate कि यार हम किस basis पे कितना हम use कर सके AI that is healthier to us and it will not make us more dumb. Maybe मतलब मेरा यही कहना है कि how we should smartly use AI. The thing is,
look, it's an excellent question and an excellent point, Subhashish, and that's something we all, including me, struggle to understand and find a balance. So I'll say two things about it. So first is you should use AI as much as possible in your work to improve the efficiency to it about your work. तो अगर वो वही ईमेल लिखना हो, रिपोर्ट लिखना हो, एनालिसिस करना हो, कुछ नया चीज समझनी है, code review, whatever, use AI as much as possible. But at the same, so productivity, yes, as I said, productivity increase, that's the whole goal of developing designing AI. But as you said, if you start outsourcing your thinking to AI, कि मैंने कोई problem बोल दिया AI को बोला और वो कुछ बता रहा है, and then I verbatim I just send it or use it or maybe make small changes. So if that is driving laziness on your side of thinking, that's a very dangerous thing, and that's not something someone else will tell you. कोई और आके नहीं बताएगा. That's a self control you have to implement, because it's a slippery slope. आप आज छोटे काम के लिए कर रहे हो, बाद में over time you will start not looking at stuff at all, and then things will become very opaque to you. So if AI is becoming a handicap in you learning and you understanding stuff, then that's something you should self-regulating control. And I fully recognize it's easier said than done. अब जब crunch time में you should use AI, you should not focus कि हाँ मेरे को इसमें सीखना है and all, but moderate your uses of AI by actually, at least when you use it, try to use it like your junior intern kind of approach कि उसको काम दिया, but then you think कि हाँ इसने जो किया वो सही किया नहीं किया. If you think that mindset कि AI is my junior peer who will give me answers, but I am the one who is controlling the output. I am the one who is responsible for this output. So that means then you will take ownership of that information and analysis. So that is very important. And then I think once you put that mindset, I think over time you will not become dependent on AI in the same way some people end up doing.
Yeah. Yes, sir, absolutely.
But yeah, great question. Hi. Hmm. हाँ, तो good question. So first of all, किसी के पास AI की in-depth knowledge across the board नहीं हो सकती, even if you or I study for 10 years, because it's a vast field. Second, bookish knowledge is good, but the value of bookish knowledge is not very high. Like people like now knowing stuff theoretically does not help much, because everyone can get access to the same level of knowledge through AI. So the only way again is to show proof that you have used it. Again, come back to some real proof of work. But even if you're taking a website, like building, if someone has built a website for like with using AI tools for a client or for a third party or for your own sake, that itself is a better proof than saying I know about 10 like, things about building a website and I can do this and that. So my single point advice would be like to show depth about anything, you have to show that you have worked on, spend time on that. And the only way to spend time is actually working on putting effort into something project or some sort of real work. Yeah, I say go on.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Sneha. I'm third year BCA student. Sir, I have applied to many companies for internships and job, but whenever I apply, there are already 1,000, 2,000 applications, and when I directly email HR, I don't even get a response.
Yeah. So that's a sad reality of Indian ecosystem. It's super competitive, and AI के बाद से like the difference, it's even more difficult to differentiate between resumes and profiles. So HR or anyone will now never be able to respond to individual applications because they receive, as you said, hundreds or thousands of applications for every role. So filtering process is very quick. So either you have to target. I would suggest you should you can apply to as many companies as you like, but you should also assess realistically where you have a right fit. And in the sense is there should be some advantage your profile should have for that role, either in terms of skill set or what they're asking for, or something that will give you better chance of shortlisting. Second is, again, talking about, I know 10 different frameworks, which obviously as students, you all will have those skill sets, is important, but you also need to have a couple of things to differentiate or stand out in your profile. And I fully understand it's not easier to do that. But the best thing you can do is actually try to at least have some of those examples in, and if that gets you shortlisted, then it becomes completely up to you to cross the interviews and all. But shortlisting का कोई magic bullet नहीं है. Like it's a very, like, everyone has a low probability of shortlisting, and then some of the, like, sometimes something in their profile which gives a good hit, then that comes. So I would suggest better targeting and couple of standout things which helps you differentiate from your other applicants.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No worries. Sorry, Ayush, I didn't fully get your point. You want to share more about it? Okay, if there are at the moment no more questions, I wanted to give a bit of I wanted to run a couple of minute short thought question for you guys, just to make it a bit more interactive. Yeah. So think about, and this is a business idea. This is a business idea. So a friend of mine was discussing with me last week, and that's why we thought, okay, let's maybe ask you guys' opinion. So, this lot of companies, when they get, there are companies which have merge. There are mergers and acquisitions happen when one company buys another company, or merge with another company, or invest in big amount in another company. Like company A merged with company B. And what happens in these, just to give you some background, is these companies, when they merge, they hire bankers, investment bankers, like Kotak, Mahindra, HSBC, and all that, to run the process of supporting the company around it. And these are, if a deal is $100 million, obviously the banks will make a lot of money out of this process as acting as an advisor. So the idea my friend was telling me is why don't we create a simple marketplace where a client will post their requirement, जैसे freelance marketplace होता है वैसे, and then these banks will come and they will bid, and then whoever puts the lowest bid will win. And these days, building a marketplace or an auction platform is not very difficult. It's pretty easy, and the client will probably, you can also bring the clients and the banks on that. Let's assume that. So what do you guys think of this idea? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, your idea is totally it's a really good idea.
Okay.
Also, one of my friends is also saying your idea in around 1 year ago.
तो क्यों अच्छा है? Idea अच्छा क्यों है? Don't say it's a
Sorry?
good idea. Tell me कि idea अच्छा क्यों है या खराब क्यों है? You have to justify your answer.
सर आइडिया तो अच्छा है, एक
नहीं
प्लेटफॉर्म मिल
इस
जाएगा.
काम नहीं चलेगा. You have to think and share why it's a good idea, why you believe it's a good idea. अगर तुम्हें ये idea करने को बोल दिया जाए, I assume you are a programmer, so you're a student.
No, no, sir. Like
Okay.
I'm a tech student, but I'm not interested in programming like that much.
Yeah. हाँ ठीक है. Let's assume you know the technique. Let's say AI के में you and your friend came up with this idea, and your friend can code and write it. So the question then is, why would you build this idea? So I think Disha said, okay, network now. Let me repeat it. So the idea is building a auction or marketplace platform where corporate companies who are going through deals, investment deals, mergers, acquisitions, can put their project on that platform, and banks who run as advisors and charge anywhere between few crores to tens of crores for that deal as fees, will bid for that project, and lowest bid wins. That is the idea in a nutshell. Forget the complexities, how will you bring banks and how will you bring companies and all. But why do you think it's a good idea, or why do you think it's a bad idea? ठीक है, आप लोग सोचो. ठीक है, we'll discuss it in the next 10-15 minutes. Yeah, you can post in the chat if you think whatever reasonings you have, but we can keep going. I understand, Harsh, we have till 6, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो एक काम करते हैं. Let's spend next 5-10 minutes for any other questions folks have. I also want to spend 5-7 minutes on our app, just to give you guys a bit more sense, and a couple of things around that, and then yeah, we can wrap up. और सारे क्वेश्चन खत्म हो गए? No other questions? I did a job very good then. Okay, Abdul ji पूछ रहे हैं any internship or jobs? Okay, from Amoga. Yeah, so for jobs तो अभी कुछ नहीं है. We are a bootstrap startup, but and I was going to share about internship. So we will offer one summer internship position for May and June, and we will post that requirement in April. It could be a technical internship, it could be a non-technical internship, depending on the person's skills, because we have roles for both, but we would be looking for one position for that kind of internship. Yes, sir, it will be paid. फ्री में कोई काम नहीं करता है, हम काम करवाते भी नहीं है. Prerna's question: how can students build original ideas instead of copying projects? So I would say there's no harm in copying projects, because most ideas which you will think original must have been done by someone at some point of time. So it does not matter when you are in college कि मेरा idea original है या copy है. If it's original, great, like obviously that's better, but don't spend too much time just figuring out the perfect original idea. It's better to pick an idea which you can execute first, build something, show something out, because the process, the value is in learning how to do stuff, not about what you are doing at college level. When you're building your own thing, then it's a different thing. Toniza, no, at the moment we don't have experienced developer opportunities. The reason is we are bootstrapped, but after funding, if we are, we will be able to we will be rolling out a few roles, both junior and senior, and that time we can explore those. Yeah, okay. Can you check ideas? I mean, yes, to your question, anyway, I mean, if you have an idea of an app or a service or a small thing, तो आजकल तो App Store, Play Store पे check करो, web पे check करो, like if something is there, then you know that it's not, it's already there. But as I said, there's no harm in reinventing the wheel, because you may you may build something a better version of it. There's no perfect product. The same to-do list can be 10 apps, and 5 of those apps work very well. Doesn't mean those 5 apps are like they can't be 6th app. You may actually come with a different angle to it. So that way, don't go in the like fall in the trap of thinking about completely innovative and novel, and like that will take you 6 months to just think about it. It's better to think something which you can execute and just start with it. Yeah, a good point. Yeah, Tanaiza, exactly. Like you can think of a way, you can take very simple things and like make it very like look very differently. Like take Duolingo as an example. Like it's a language learning app. It is the best, one of the most successful SaaS companies out there. But their product is very simple, but the how they designed the product, the kind of small things, details they went into it, made such a difference. There are dozens of other apps which did not work. So it's not a novelty of the idea, it's the execution which makes a difference. Yeah, so I think once to your question, again, there's no magic bullet. Yes, you're right. Everyone will have degrees, everyone will have academic courses, experiences. Projects is just help you add one more dimension to your experience. The good thing about projects is whatever you learn in that project is unique to you. So if you are shortlisted, you will come. So shortlisting is, as I said, there's no guarantee to anything because of the competition. But if you get shortlisted, you will have a better chance to actually talk something unique about your experience versus others because you have spent time and effort. That's why like putting project for the sake of 10 projects on the CV does not help. Like yes, it may get you shortlisted more, but then if you can't talk about it because you have not done it, those projects properly or just kept it on CV from like fake projects, then those projects will not really help you go far through the process. That's why do 2-3 things and like yeah, even if you get 5 chances like or 2-3 shortlists, it's better to actually convert those shortlists rather than getting shortlisted by putting 20 projects or 10 projects on your CV and then crossing not a single interview. Abdul, question is, please tell me about the funding. I was listening to this guy said you really need co-founders to be trusted. Abdul, I didn't fully get your point. Can you explain? Yes, to your question. Domain, like domain to it's not a costly thing. I think everyone says obviously you should at least subscribe to one of the pro tools, Claude Code or Claude Pro or Gemini Pro or whatever, something which gives you access to the latest models. Like because free models are 6 to 9 months behind, the pro models are better. You don't need to go to Opus or Gemini Ultra or something, but $20 per month is not a big deal. I think that's something you guys should spend or take one subscription, use it extensively to learn stuff. That would be very helpful. Baki like other tools and like subscription, that is dependent on what you are building. If they require something which you don't have to build and you can use like plug and play, then yeah, it's worth spending time some money on that, provided it's not very expensive. And I'm sure most of these big tech companies offer very generous discounts to students. So for student tier, you can get most of the tools for practically free. Yeah, so Abdul, now I understand your question. So there's no like it's not true that there are companies with solo founders as well, but most often the case you need more than one person to a startup because no one has all the skills in themselves. In a software, obviously there is generally a business guy, a business person, and a tech person. So you need at least 2, sometimes 3. It should not be 6 people. It should not, like most often it's not 1. And investors, like, it's not like investors trust or don't trust. Like, they evaluate every startup team on their own merit, like what problem they are solving, why are they best placed to solve that problem, and all those things. It's not about a number that solo founders can't get funding, or 3-6 people teams won't get funding. There are exceptions in all cases, but most startups you will see will have 2-3 co-founders, because just to have a complementary skill sets. Kunal, your question is very much what we discussed at the start. So don't try to cover everything, because then you will just end up reading about everything. That's why I just find a small, like, it's better to live in a bubble where you just learn about few things at a time. And yeah, like general high level news, understanding what's happening in the sector is fine, but don't try to understand which company is releasing which model and what's happening in enterprise, what's happening on consumer AI, on infra, and all that. It's impossible. Like, no, like even if you spend all the day reading about it, it's not of no value in that way. So don't focus on reading and covering everything. Yeah, I mean, so no one builds LLM. We are using Claude in our like as the main model, but we are also using other LLMs for different pieces. We have not built our LLM. What we are doing is we have fine-tuned our LLM with through a RAG structure to create a custom version of the output. All right.
So hello, sir. Like, one more question.
Sure.
So you talked about like that investing in some, maybe some LLM, or any like say Cloud Code and all. So just take an example. Say for example, I have some $20 or some money to invest. So what would be the best thing that you would suggest me, or like every one of us?
Well, I think these days, Subhashish, my
Yeah.
understanding, and I think these days Claude is the best
Totally.
model out there.
Yeah.
So you can, and I mean, for most of us, these models all are very, very good, whether you use OpenAI subscription or Claude or Gemini. I think because of what is happening in the last 2-3 months, Claude's models are slightly ahead of the curve. So I would suggest picking a subscription, and then you can stop and switch to another subscription on a monthly basis. If you think this is something that has come better, like say Gemini in 3 months provides better model, you switch to stop Claude and you start Gemini. But like using the latest model of like the reasoning grade advanced models is more important than anything. That's the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. All right, I think we have few more minutes, so I'll spend. I built it partially. Okay. अब्दुल जी, कभी भी ये डर के कि है ना मेरा आइडिया कोई और ले लेगा, वो तो जिसको सोचना होगा ऑलरेडी सोच चुका है. They are already working on it. At any moment, 10 people must be building or thinking about the same idea as you are. So imagine that idea is not, no idea is novel. It's the execution which matters. So don't worry about that. But to your question, yes, I think unless you have a core team, who can self-sufficiently build it and survive for a year without funding, and you can independently as a duo or trio, whoever is co-founders are, can build it. I think yes, as a start of the career, it might be worth just doing a couple of years of work to also to gain some real world experience, and then getting into building your own thing. But that's a very personal question. Like, there's no perfect answer, right answer to it. It very much depends on what idea, what your personal circumstances. Yeah, absolutely, Daksh. Fully agree. Right. So I'll want to spend 5 minutes on our app, just so that, and I have a favor from from this group. So the app is called Jamun. Harsh can share more details after the session. It's on iOS and Android. Update version will be released a couple of days down the line, which is more stable and should not have any hiccups or issues which we were seeing last week. So please download that app, try it. It's fully encrypted. No one can read anything or access anything what you are discussing, because this use case is very, very sensitive. So we understand that. Um, Try it for 30-40 minutes, few sessions. What I want is not just as a user, but think yourself as a product tester, and also as a user. So have a genuine conversation, but also have, like, try to understand the product as a, like, if you are a PM, if you were building, this was your product, how would you go about testing it and seeing it and finding it, and fill the feedback form only after once you've used it properly. For some of those, we will read every single piece of feedback. For feedback which is really valuable, we will have a follow-up call with you. We'll pay you for that follow-up call if the feedback is high quality and detailed. And then of the, like, end of the April, we will release an internship position. So people who have actually spent time evaluating our app and understanding app and given us feedback and kind of soft working with us over this, and then we will consider them for the internship position for the summer. Sounds good. Why Jamun though? We didn't want to go with a basic name, something which is very trivial and like those, like, gives a thing. So we thought of few shortlisted names and we polled around 150 users, and this name came out to the top. But if I had to flip the question back to you, Abdul, and anyone open to anyone else, why you think could be a reason why we picked Jamun? I don't know whether it's on my end, or others are also finding it. Okay. Yeah, so it was a great session for me. Thank you for your questions. Hopefully, I was able to answer some to some level, not all of it, healthy food. But yeah, great. I would definitely encourage you to try the app. It will be a great help for me and our company. And yeah, we'll look forward to give one internship position over the summer to one of the people in this group. Like Apple, like it's Jamun. Well, yeah, no, but we didn't got inspired from Apple. So personally, Jamun, I don't know how many of have had experience eating Jamun, like as a child or as a kid. Like for me, it's a nostalgia thing, summer vibe. And we didn't want to, like I said, we didn't want to keep something very generic, like a Mindspace or Calm or something like that. So something which resonates positively. That was our thinking. You can just search for Jamun AI mental health on the app store or Play Store, and you will find the product. I will just encourage. I will say that, yeah, the version we are sending an update tomorrow or Tuesday. Then the app will be like the voice mode is not fully usable at the moment, but it will be there. Please coordinate with Harsh if you have any questions. You can route your questions through him. And yeah, Dipanshu says, Yeah, AI is overhyped. I agree with you, but we all should at least agree or acknowledge that it's a fundamental shift in how things work across domains. So it may be overhyped now, but like if we see a 3 or 5 year horizon, AI will change a lot of things for a lot of people. And I also am worried to some extent for all of us or for ourselves, for myself as well, that lot of early career jobs will be impacted, and that's a reality. So that's why it's better to be conversant with AI and understanding it rather than saying, okay, it's overhyped and I don't know whether it'll work or not. My personal view would be that, yeah, it's better to actually prepare for it rather than oppose it. Abdul, no, so it's a purely a native AI driven product, Jamun. We have partnered with 2 dozen therapists, almost 20 plus therapists to build the product. So we have created a proprietary data set of 500 hours of real therapy conversations in Indian context anonymized, and using that to train the models to build the product. But the idea is that the access to therapist is quite costly. So it's delivered through AI. Tushar, it will be one vacancy for May and June. It will be tech/non-tech. So we will post about that in 2-3 weeks time. And we will consider the applications from this group who have shown like a genuine interest by using the app. Yeah, thanks, Abdul. Yeah, so we have tried to cover topics like which we heard when working with therapists. Most people talk about or come to them about, and that is like the typical topics which plays for all of us. Awesome. Thanks, Prerna. Harsh, anything else from your side?
No, actually one more thing, guys. Upcoming Wednesday, na, हमारा एक we have a doubt clearing session for the NSoC and the hackathon thing, that what you guys need to do. Okay, कि आपका submission क्या होगा वगैरह वगैरह. So आ जाना आप लोग उस डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन में, तो आपके लिए भी आसानी रहेगी. और हमने थोड़ा ना प्रोग्राम का टाइमलाइन जल्दी कर दिया है, क्योंकि ऑलमोस्ट वी आर 1000 प्लस रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑन स्टॉप एंड द 100 प्लस इन जस्ट वन डे. अभी तो एक दिन भी नहीं हुआ ऑन स्टॉप में. सो खैर स्टार्ट कर देते जरूर जल्दी जल्दी प्रोग्राम सारे. लाइक 10th of April या फिर 15th of April से पूरा कोडिंग फेज स्टार्ट कर देंगे. ठीक है, सो हमने तो 15 दिन 20 दिन आगे ही कर दिया पूरा प्रोग्राम. And we have the giveaway also for the merchandise of unstop का merchandise कर देंगे, फिर हमारा करेंगे. So we have a lot of things there, and so stay tuned. Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Great interacting with everyone, and wish you great best of luck.
Hello.
Hi, Zarar. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know till when is the feedback open?
It's open. It's
Open.
Yeah, it's throughout open. So it's a Google form, which Harsha will share with you. It's not the one in the app. It's the one which I'll send to Harsh. And
Actually, I sent one. Actually, Asu said just sent me one feedback form. So I just
So like I would encourage everyone, whoever is downloading the app, use it for 30-45 minutes, 2-3 sessions across all the features and all, and then provide the detailed feedback in the form which I will send to Harsh. Use that, and then let me just click to make sure that we are not talking about wrong form. No, this is not the form, Harsh. This is a form on the app which is for general audience. It's not for the product testers.
Okay, just to keep it in that.
Yeah, I'll send the form link to you, Harsh, and you can distribute it to the group. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or thoughts, please relay them to Harsh, and we will. I'll try to answer as many as I can.
And one more thing to you guys, like हमारा first hackathon में कोई coding है ही नहीं, so we are going to give the 15 people that 10,000 rupees of total cash prize, and we have like 7 or 8 t-shirt and stickers for them as well. So a lot of things are there, and नेक्स्ट मंथ भी हम हैकाथन करेंगे, तब कोडिंग पीरियड रहेगा, ठीक है। So, और बाकी डिस्कस करते हैं अपकमिंग वेडनेसडे में। कूल, द व्हाट्सएप
Alright.
लिंक।
Yeah, Harsh, I'll send to you. You can share over.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, giving you the WhatsApp link, bro, in the chat. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Of course. Bye.
So here's the link, guys. आ जाना, ठीक है सब लोग। उस दिन डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन है हमारा, क्या करना नहीं करना। हमने सर्टिफिकेट वगैरह भी डिजाइन कर लिया पूरा। नो, एक्चुअली आई एम नॉट रिलेटेड टू सर। एक्चुअली मैंने बहुत कुछ कर रहा हूँ तुम लोगों के लिए, ट्रस्ट मी। हम गिग्स प्रो गिग्स के साथ भी एक सेशन रखने की सोच रहे हैं। और मेन चीज जो है अरकम अचीव्स के साथ सेशन, मैंने उनका देखा पूरा प्लेटफॉर्म। दे आर मेकिंग ए प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर यू गाइज, जहाँ पे आप लोग कंट्रीब्यूशन करोगे, सब लोग लाइक द प्रोजेक्ट एडमिन्स एंड द कंट्रीब्यूटर्स, एवरीवन कैन कंट्रीब्यूट देयर एंड यू आर गोइंग टू गेट रियल टाइम मनी फ्रॉम देयर एज वेल। फॉर एवरीथिंग विल बी फ्री, ट्रस्ट मी गाइज। बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उनका, तो रियल वर्ल्ड प्रोजेक्ट तो लेके आ चुका मैं। चलो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। Not from Amoga AI, there is another company which is Arkham Achieves करके एक gaming company है. Those are working in AR, VR, XR and the AI fully. So that's so you guys can check that channel in the project kernel section of Discord also, ठीक है? So a lot of things are there, don't miss. कोई ओपन सोर्स पैसा नहीं देता, मैं दूंगा, डोंट वरी। मुझे पता है, चाहिए सबको। ओके गाइस, बाय देन। थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम। आईपीएल का टाइम होगा, आईपीएल देखो जाओ, चलो।
Okay, bye.
या बाय।
Bye.
Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.
बाय।